Good morning and welcome in.
RG 404 ADL. Yeah, hey.
Artlist.io.
I ain't got no time to chill. I be smoking them trees. I ain't popping no pills. Stay lifting that still. I feel every perk. I'm putting that work with the bars. Yeah, still. No Olympics. Flip bars with the skills. You can feel it, man. I'm hungry. I need me a meal. I'm different. Hate it or love it. I'm real. Pivot straight to the top. Fuck a deal.
Music licensing reimagined.
Stop playing. I'm trying to run game till y'all stop paying. Cause I'ma stop, babe. Wanna get far, babe. Ain't got the best cars.
Yeah, ain't no problems, ain't no problems.
Artlist.io.
Yeah. Took control, run the game. Best believe I'm shining, dog. Counting up my wins, yeah, I love it when they count me out. Off the leash, of the chain, boy, I've been a dog. Best believe I run the game, you know I'm in control of y'all. Okay, let me tell
Music licensing reimagined.
Had to grab a couple wins, what I did. They sleeping on the kid, I had to do it B.I.G. I can never be average, and they want a problem with the boy, they don't want no static. I don't need your cosign running with God, wanna test that, tell them what's happening. Still giving them dope, I'm trapping. They don't know about me, they capping. And they know that I'm running the game, can't stop me, tell them they lacking. Bring it up, I got it in the bag, let's zip it up. I don't need Mount Rushmore, but they talk greatness. Anytime that they gon' bring me up, let's get it now. Took control.
Artlist.io.
Best believe I'm shining, dog. Counting up my wins, yeah, I love it when they count me out. Off the leash, of the chain, boy, I've been a dog. Best believe I run the game, you know I'm in control of y'all. It's like mad.
since it's coming down here and tell me to play some numbers, I know it's gonna be for a reason. So I'd rather be knowledgeable on the subject because my grandmother loved the lotto. She loved the scratch off tickets, but I never had luck. Only thing I ever win is like my dollar back or a quick pick, and I don't even be checking the numbers, so I don't even know if any of them ever won. But my grandmother, I'll go buy her a lotto ticket. Like a scratch off. She never win less than $50. $50 is a bad day for her, but she's always winning 500, 1,000, this, that, but never me. So some people, I think they just got luck with that. That's they calling. Uppity and YouTube. What do y'all think about Simon saying he wants to sleep with Jay Wilson? Now while his wife is pregnant, he coming back out the closet.
I talked about that. It was weird. I heard it with my own 2 ears. I was like, this is that. Pastor was like, no, you go over there to Rose. But Pastor said something. I threw him Rose's way. This is not the first time he said something weird to Pastor, okay?
Got to you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't get beat up, but I've seen plenty of niggas get their ass whooped, nigga. You don't want these problems. What's up? You got your ass whooped, nigga. You had at school the next day with a black eye, nigga. And you know when motherfuckers talking about you, but I ain't really saying it. They ain't saying it to you, but when you walk away, everybody's sneakering and shit. Hell yeah, I'm with that. Look, that nigga got his ass whooped, nigga. Shit, nigga, don't fuck with that nigga no more. I'll never forget y'all. I remember I seen these two niggas fighting. The nigga got knocked out. We in high school. The nigga got knocked out. I don't know what possessed me to run up to the nigga that was in the ground. I looked at that nigga, looked up at the other nigga. I go, damn, you got knocked the fuck out. And I got suspended too. Yeah, like, that was my favorite movie. I got suspended for cussing. Anyway, y'all. So let's talk about it. let's talk about it because I got some messages that I never addressed. And somebody asked me, you know what I'm saying, did I feel like I was in any danger or anything like that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Um, now let's talk about it. Somebody said to me, hey, did you know when you linked up with Mink, Sean G was in the vehicle? And it was like, did you feel like she was trying to, set you up or it was something like that? And I gotta be honest, y'all. Not once did I feel uncomfortable. Not once did I feel any type of way. If he was in the truck or not, he didn't bother me. He didn't say shit to me. You know what I'm saying? She didn't say nothing. It wasn't no, I didn't feel like it was no issue. So, you know, shit, I don't know. Yeah, you feel me? At the end of the day, he could have came and ate with us. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't have made a difference to me. It's not like exactly. Exactly. But you know how the internet is, gutter. You know how the internet can be. You know what I'm saying? People can create narratives or, in their mind go, hey man, shit, they was, you know, he was there for 88 or something. Like, no, it wasn't that type of shit. Those are narratives that I just do not believe. I don't accept and I'm not participating in those things. You feel me? People beats are not your beats. Exactly. Um, I don't think I had anything to be honest, I don't think I had anything to do with that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Why is that even an issue? People are trying to stir up some shit. They do. You see what I'm saying? But OC girl, like if KJ wanted cloud or something like that, then I would have let that be a narrative. But I'm not a cloud chaser. I'm a real man. I'm just too solid to do, to be fake. So um, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was no issue. I just don't think it was no issue at all. What's up, Beezy? Yeah, I just don't think it was no issue. I never felt nothing. It was cool. They good people. Mink is great people. Yeah, I gotta be honest. Here go exclusive, y'all. When I sit down at the table with Mink, I kind of got a little. What's the word I want to use? It's almost like I almost shied up a little bit because I'm like, whoa, that's it's Mink. You know what I'm saying? There is no beef. He hasn't spoke one word. Exactly. It ain't been no shit. It ain't been no shit. So I don't really, like I said, I don't really think. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't. I'm not worried about it. It ain't no issue. Like you know what I'm saying? No, nothing at all. So I did just want to speak on that to just kill that narrative. You know what I'm saying? I want nothing to fester and shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? Like it ain't that. So, but yeah. Now I did see something interesting though. Was it Sin Live the other day? It was Sin. And I think I seen Rain on the panel. I seen Rain on the panel. And I did see Mr. G on the panel at one point. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll be real. I'm not gonna speculate that conversation because I don't really know. But however, I'm gonna keep that conversation in the back of my head because I feel like it may be more to the storyline. Maybe something to come out of that. But I feel like it's something to pay attention to. Like it seemed like, it was more to it. Mink is very genuine and no ill intent whatsoever. That's the vibe that I got. The vibe I got is she really good people. It's like I feel like if Mink rock with you, she rock with you. I feel like if she don't rock with you or you know what I'm saying, then she just don't. I just feel like it ain't no in between with her. Either she rock with you or she don't. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at this woman who I feel like is very influential influential, not only just in YouTube, not just in our sector. You know what I'm saying? Just like Mink got her thing, bro. Mink doing her fucking thing. So with that being said, yeah, I was a little maybe starstruck. I wouldn't say starstruck, but it was just like I respected the fact that, well, I respect her craft. It's like Queen. I respect Queen's craft. So I was like, I respect their craft. So I had a chance to meet two people that I totally admire in this field. You know what I'm saying? And then, on this app, and they both cool with me. And what can I say? I got nothing to complain about. Like I said, I didn't feel nothing. She was really cool. I didn't feel like it was no negative intent. I didn't feel like she was hanging out with me to fuck with anybody or anything like that. I just felt like we was hanging out because we're pretty cool on the app. I ain't saying like we the best of friends, but we cool on this app. You know what I'm saying? I fucks with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the pink people right now. We got a lot of pink people in the chat right now. Shout out to them. Like I rock with them. Ain't nothing to be said about that. I just find it funny. Half these people talk so much shit. Got to you and shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I didn't get beat up, but I've seen plenty of niggas get their ass whooped,
I
nigga.
don't know how I
You
got
don't want
beat.
this problem? What's up? You got your ass whooped, nigga. You at school the next day with a black eye, nigga. And you know when motherfuckers talking about you, but I ain't really saying it. They ain't saying it to you, but when you walk away, everybody's sneakering and shit.
So I did find some stuff on Erica Kirk. Oh, she got some stuff going on, and then she went on something with Nicki Minaj. So now Nicki Minaj is receiving backlash. So let's see what her ex said about her.
I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Erica Kirk was dating Cabot Phillips.
Before we
And if you haven't
start,
heard
I'm gonna
this,
just let y'all know what my little group thinks about her. A little political group she's being complicit in his murder, not truly caring about him, being a bad mother because she took over his organization, and trying to sleep with the married vice president. And another one said, doing too many media appearances, not doing enough to address the conspiracies, taking over TPUSA, defending TPUSA staff from harassment, using grief as a shield. She literally cannot win. Every charge she makes gets read as evidence of something sinister. I don't see anything good about her. And she was miss somebody. Okay. She won like some pageants and stuff. Okay, we'll watch.
the story basically, they were dating. They have all kinds of Instagram stuff together, saying we're lovebirds. People are like, oh, you guys are the greatest couple. And they painted together, all this stuff, right? And the same dude was hanging out with
I used to go to every single, Charlie and I were on the road probably 320 some days out of the year. All of a sudden, when I found out I was pregnant, I just stopped. I stayed home because I knew that once my little one was here, my focus was going to shift.
New receipts have surfaced, and this time they're pointing at another lie from Erica Kirk. People are now asking whether her ex-fiance, Cabot Phillips, played a role in something far darker. Some are even suggesting Erica was compensated to stay close to Charlie until a specific objective was achieved. And the more people dig, the more unsettling the connections become. So naturally, users started looking into Cabot Phillips himself. What they found wasn't comforting. There's a pizza tattoo on the inside of his bottom lip. His family allegedly has ties to a cult. And according to Cabot, he became a father to a son back in March 2024. These aren't the kind of details that inspire confidence. They're the kind that make you wonder what else is hiding beneath the surface. Here's where it gets strange. Months after Cabot's son was supposedly born, Erica allegedly had a son with Charlie. But nobody can find a single photo of her pregnant, not one. No baby bump pictures, no maternity shoots, nothing on social media. That absence alone is raising eyebrows. In an era where everything gets documented and shared, the complete lack of visual evidence feels deliberate.
He was not messaging people the day before saying, I'm going to be murdered.
Andrew Colbert is the person who received a text message from Charlie Kirk saying they're going to kill me.
He wrote me this, please pray for me. Quote, I know they want me dead.
Which brings us to the real question. If Erica lied about this, what else has she lied about? Because she's already been caught in one major fabric. And once you start pulling receipts, the contradictions pile up fast. Each lie seems to connect to another, forming a pattern that's becoming impossible to ignore. Erica publicly stated she hadn't dated anyone for 5 years before meeting Charlie. She said this during a CBS News town hall on December 14th. 5 years. That was her claim.
When I lived out here, I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than go. I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie.
She presented herself as someone who had been completely single, focused, and uninvolved romantically during that entire stretch of time. It was a clean narrative, too clean, as it turns out. But Erica was living in New York during those supposed 5 years of being single. She even appeared on season 3 of Bravo's Summer House. That was filmed in August 2018 in New York City and the Hamptons. The show aired footage of her drinking alcohol, which also contradicts other things she said before.
You guys a drink or food maybe? I'll have a glass of your Chardonnay.
I'm going to do the Mama's Martini. I don't know. I just wanted to get to know you a little bit more. And I don't even know how long you've been in New York.
Gosh, New York. I moved here 4 years ago.
How old are you?
Reality television doesn't lie about what it captures on camera, and what it captured was someone living a very different life than the one she's been describing. And during those years she claimed to be single, Erica was publicly involved with at least 2 men. So the narrative she's been pushing doesn't line up. These weren't secret relationships either. They were documented. They were public. They were real. One of those men was Tyler J.T. Massey. He's a professional baseball player. Erica called him her incredible boyfriend in Arizona Foothills magazine. There were even engagement-style photos floating around online. No marriage records were ever confirmed, but the relationship was anything but secret. This wasn't a casual fling. This was someone she publicly celebrated and referred to in glowing terms. So where does that fit into the 5-year single narrative? Then footage from a 2015 Trump rally started making the rounds again. In it, Erica is standing next to someone who looks a lot like J.T. Massey. There's a young girl positioned between them. People are now speculating whether that child could be theirs. The resemblance is there, the timing is there, and the questions are piling up.
Calls I got was from Erica. She's like, hey, I was Miss Arizona. I love Donald Trump. Can I be involved? I'm like, absolutely. So I met her, and I was like, we've got to put her behind the president. So I had my family behind the president. My grandpa, who just passed away just a few months ago, who loved Charlie, loved the show, everything, listened daily. It was my grandpa, my dad-in-law, Lauren, my wife, and Erica is up there.
And here's the kicker. Tyler Bowyer is visible in the bleachers during that same rally. The same Tyler Bowyer who later introduced Erica to Charlie. So the timelines are starting to overlap in ways that don't make sense. How do all these people know each other? How far back do these connections really go? And why does it feel like everyone involved was already in the same orbit years before the official story began? Why would Erica's entire dating history be scrubbed from public view? Why insist she never dated anyone before Charlie? Tyler Bowyer became Chief Operating Officer of Turning Point USA in 2017. Shortly after that, he set up what was supposedly a job interview for Erica, except it wasn't an interview. It was a date with Charlie. That's not how organic meetings happen. That's a setup. And setups always have a purpose.
I went to Turning Point's office opening for their first building. And Tyler, he runs Turning Point Action now. And he said, you need to meet the CEO. I said, okay, great. Met him very quickly, shook his hand, said, hi, nice to meet you. Neither of us thought anything of it. Looking back now, he apparently sat down with Tyler and said, Tyler said, we need to hire her. And he goes,
but before all that, Erica was dating Cabot Phillips. Cabot works as a senior editor for Ben Shapiro at the Daily Wire. And right after Charlie's murder, he started touring with Turning Point USA. The timing of that is hard to ignore. Why would someone with no prior public connection to Charlie suddenly take on such a visible role with his organization right after his death? There's an old tweet from September 2017 that people dug up. Cabot posted a photo of him and Erica on a painting date. The caption made it clear they were together. It wasn't vague. It wasn't ambiguous. They were a couple. And yet, this relationship has been completely erased from both of their public histories. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There's also a photo from September 2017 showing Cabot and Charlie together. Erica claims she didn't meet Charlie until 2018, but Cabot and Charlie were close enough to hang out. They played basketball together. They were friends. So if Erica was dating Cabot in 2017 and Cabot was already close with Charlie in 2017, how is it possible she didn't meet Charlie until 2018? The math doesn't add up. So who is Cabot Phillips really? His father is Tim Phillips, a longtime Republican operative. He used to be the president of Americans for Prosperity. That's not a small role. That's someone with serious political influence and deep connections across conservative networks. Tim Phillips resigned from that position in 2021. The organization cited personal impropriety. They issued a vague statement. The actual reason was never made public. When powerful people resign quietly and the reasons stay buried, it's usually because the truth is worse than the speculation. Then a Reddit user claimed the Phillips family ran a cult-like church. The church was identified as Cornerstone Chapel in Leesburg, Virginia. Cabot's brother, Barrett Phillips, is listed as an assistant pastor there. Whether it's truly a cult or just an insular religious community, the allegations alone add another layer to an already suspicious family background. And that pizza tattoo on Cabot's inner lip, people are connecting it to Charlie.
I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Erica Kirk was dating Cabot Phillips. And if you haven't heard the story, basically,
coordination, and it takes a reason serious enough to justify the work. And then came the biggest bombshell. Candace Owens claims that Charlie's security chief attended a secret meeting. This meeting allegedly took place just 2 days before Charlie was murdered. 2 days. That's not a coincidence. That's proximity to the event that matters most. According to Candace Owens, an eyewitness placed Cabot Phillips at that same meeting. He was allegedly there alongside the security chief, Brian Harpole.
Send him the picture of Cabot Phillips, and he says, yes, that's the person I remember being at the base. Now I'm like, that would be totally crazy. Maybe, again, this could be a lookalike. And so I messaged Cabot Phillips and did not get a response. I messaged Cabot Phillips twice today, actually, and asked him if he wanted to have an off-record conversation. And I know that he does the Morning Wire at the Daily Wire. And I checked, and he's missing from the Morning Wire. He doesn't do it daily, but he does it enough times that I noticed that he is missing from September 4th to September 10th. on that show.
If true, that means Cabot was in the room with the person responsible for protecting Charlie just 48 hours before everything went wrong. Cabot hasn't denied it. He hasn't disproven it. And this is the kind of claim that could be easily verified. But the silence is deafening, and the allegations couldn't be more serious. When someone is publicly accused of being at a meeting 2 days before a murder and they say nothing, that silence speaks volumes. Now the internet is running with theories. Some believe everyone involved was a trained operative, that this entire thing was a long-term psychological operation, and it all started the moment Erica was set up on that date with Charlie. Was she always the handler? Was the relationship always the mission? And if so, who gave the orders?
A documentary for Fox Network on Nick Reiner's case. And got to tell you, this schizophrenia diagnosis, by the way, he didn't just develop schizophrenia. He has had schizophrenia for years, we're told. And the diagnosis of that is going to be so important in this case. And part of it has to do with the way the mental health system works. So somebody who has schizophrenia often self-medicates, and Nick clearly did that, from heroin to cocaine to various stimulants, all sorts of things. What happens is that somebody gets diagnosed with schizophrenia, but they self-medicate and they become a drug addict. And then in these rehab facilities, and he went to 18 of them, what they end up doing is they end up treating the addiction to the drugs and not dealing with, ignoring, or not even understanding the underlying schizophrenia, the underlying mental illness. So the person gets clean, goes out, has the underlying disease untreated, and then they go back to their old habits to self-medicate. That's when it becomes this revolving door. And that's what happened to Nick Reiner. He was treated for addiction over and over and over. But the schizophrenia largely went untreated. And when it did get treated, what happens is that there's a whole community that is dealing with the way doctors treat mental illness like schizophrenia. So what they do is they'll give you a drugs, and those drugs have side effects. And then if they end up in rehab or with another doctor, or even with the same doctor that prescribed the drugs, they will look at the side effects not as a side effect to the drugs, but something organic to the schizophrenia. So they're looking at a side effect saying this is connected to their problem with schizophrenia and not realizing it's really related to the medication. And it becomes this snowball that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And they end up not getting the treatment they need to right themselves, to stabilize themselves. So all of this becomes such a problem. And then on top of everything else, I interviewed a psychiatrist who said that there are 400 rehab centers in Los Angeles. He refers to 4 of them. He will make referrals to 4 of them. 1%. And why? Well, when you look at the ones that are $70,000 a month, what are they offering? They're offering, luxury treatments. They're offering swimming pools and camping and scenic views. And what a lot of people are saying in the mental health field is none of that matters. And it actually can Welcome to TMZ Live. So Jada Pinkett Smith is in the middle of a thing, namely a big legal thing, because according to someone, Jada threatened to put a bullet in them.
Someone who is a close friend of Will's, Bilal Salam, says that he and Will have been very close friends for a long time. He's worked with him on several projects, but something went south between Bilal and Jada back in 2021. And now Bilal has filed a $3 million lawsuit against Jada, claiming that she basically threatened, it comes across like a death threat.
To kill him.
Like a death threat, because she, according to Bilal, believed that, going through, that Bilal says that Jada went up to him at a party back in November 2021 and said, if you keep talking about Will and about me, you're gonna catch a bullet.
You're gonna catch a bullet. So on that basis, Bilal sued. Now, I gotta say, $3 million, I'm not even sure $1 at this point, because yes, it's a threat. And
he has also, we say, has also filed for a restraining order
that he might
against her.
Well, that he might get.
Yes.
But filing a lawsuit, I mean, everybody thinks the go-to is you file a lawsuit. Well, what exactly are you filing for? She said, if you don't stop this, I will do X. Well, that's not taking an affirmative step to do anything. So I think the lawsuit is BS. I think the lawsuit's BS.
Yeah, it could be some sort of civil assault of some kind, because he is reasonable
there's no
fear.
assault,
But
because she's
I don't
not.
really see,
she's saying she's not saying I'm going to do this. She's saying if you do X, I'll do Y.
It's also, he's got huge statute of limitations problems.
Donald Trump will lose whether he likes it or not.
There's just not going to be people that are going to say, yes, I'll vote for a convicted felon.
Let's take a look at Rob Reiner pre and post 2024 election. We start this one off all the way back in 2022. He's on with Bill Maher here.
Rob, you recently mentioned that you believe Archie Bunker would have supported Trump, but would have condemned the insurrectionists. How do you think he'd vote in the next presidential election?
I think he's one of those people that would have had enough of Trump. At this point. Yeah.
And I mean, that show, All in the Family, was before my time, but I don't know.
And you see a lot of Republicans peeling off now. And I think that's a good thing, because this is not a political party anymore. I don't know what this is. This is some, the cult, whatever.
It's a cult. Have you seen the right wing lately? This is a separate issue, but there's so much tension in the right wing right now. A cult, come on. But
here's a tweet I just saw right here. Until Trump goes to prison, from Rob Reiner. Until Trump goes to prison, I will no longer be posting on Twitter. I had it with the insults and put downs. This is Rob Reiner. F all of you MAGA assholes. Okay, so that's Rob Reiner.
Who wrote that? Oh, by the way,
and there's a ton of these.
He would, for 10 years, it was the anti-Trump. Anytime a camera was in front of Rob Reiner, God rest his soul, it was all about Trump, F his followers, Russia collusion. That's all he was. Like, you forgot about the movies. Like, people were just, he's just anti-Trump the entire time.
Here's one. No surprise, Trump colluded with Russia. We've always known his presidency was illegitimate. Now it's been proven. For the sake of our democracy, this man must be indicted and jailed. Okay, so there's a reason why the president came out hard the day he died, and he put the twin. A lot of people were critical of him, and then a lot of this other stuff showing up. They're like, wait a minute, this is kind of Trump never forgets what happened. Remember, he said it himself. He says, I hold grudges. I'm not like some of these other guys, right?
Yeah.
Here's a tweet I just saw right here. Until Trump goes to prison for
Mr. President, a number of Republicans have denounced your statement on Truth Social after the murder of Rob Reiner. Do you stand by that post?
Well, I wasn't a fan of his at all. He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. It was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
You have a complete and utter lying buffoon. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. He's a fraud. He lies. He cheats people. Everything that comes out of his mouth virtually is a lie. And he's a con man. And if you look at what he's done with his career and how he's tricked people into things, it's abhorrent. I never liked George W. Bush, his policies. But I didn't hate the guy. I hate this man. I've never hated a politician. I can't not hate somebody who bilks innocent people out of money, life savings. And we've seen it. With that Trump University, he took people's money, $35,000, wiped these people out, and is being sued for it. He steals money from charities. I'm not making this stuff up. You have a complete and utter lying buffoon. I mean, I'm going to tell you the truth. He's a fraud. He lies. He cheats people. Everything that comes out of his mouth virtually is a lie. And he's a con man. And if you look at what he's done with his career and how he's tricked people into things, it's abhorrent. I never liked George W. Bush, his policies. But I didn't hate.
Okay, that was Rob Reiner. He passed away, and Trump, had something to say, but it wasn't nice. Charlie Kirk passed. He was
So no boots on the ground. Just cooperation.
Charlie Kirk passed, and he was a ally of our friend of Trump and helped him in what he was doing. And he passed away, and Trump had all the good things to say. But now Charlie's wife has been exposed as being a liar and maybe having some other stuff going on with Trump as well. So, well, she obviously says she likes Trump or whatever. So she does have something going on with Trump, but we don't know if it's sinister or not. It's what we just watched. So,
That was the line. Since then, the US has flown surveillance over Nigerian airspace. Now they've dropped bombs. The US says it was done with full cooperation from the Nigerian government. Some reports say Nigeria even requested it. The government confirmed it. Intelligence sharing, coordination, everything. These weren't rogue strikes, despite what we're seeing online, right? The mood seems chaotic. But if we look at the data, this wasn't done to Nigeria. It was done with Nigeria, and that changes everything. And yes, it wasn't just government, right? Nigerians in the north had been calling for help. Some even tagged Trump directly. That tells you just how desperate it's been. And we can't take that lightly.
Yeah, a lot of the even this person in the comment, they said when the news broke yesterday, I was heartbroken, not because I want terror to continue in that region of my country, but because we couldn't defend ourselves despite all the wealth we have. We're still dependent on Big Brother to help. I do not feel proud to be a Nigerian right now, especially with some other news about politicians being dragged for billions of stolen commonwealth that could have been used to fund security or other useful things in the country. And it's so sad. I agree. Like I said, when they asked, and let me tell y'all why I disagree with him doing that and why Nigeria should have had a conversation instead of doing that. And this is why I feel like they don't know. Do y'all know that before Christmas that he could have had Nigerian refugees here, but he had.
One thing Trump know how to do is stay in the headlines. That's the one thing he gonna do is put on a show. But people are so used to seeing shows and seeing people just talk and hearing people lie that when they see the truth and the blatant truth, it's like, I'll just skip over there and go to something else, you know. So it sounds like they're telling the truth, so we're gonna look into it. This is my first time hearing of a strike in Nigeria. So when I look it up, it says an Islamic State in Nigeria
My direction as
after
Commander in
Trump
Chief, the
warnings.
United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorists.
Tonight at my direction as Commander in Chief. I thought you was the president. The United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS terrorists. Scum in Northwest Nigeria. I don't even like who wrote this? The president? Okay, who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians. See, in this little space right here between this line, we don't have any evidence at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have previously warned these terrorists that if they did not stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. Okay, so in this little space right here, he forgot to mention that Russia did um, some things like that and didn't listen to him over and over and over. Okay, and tonight there was, he said, and tonight there was. So there was hell to pay. So you are responsible for this. Thank you for taking accountability, Mr. President. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be.
Scum in northwest Nigeria who have been targeting and viciously killing primarily innocent Christians at levels not seen for many years and even centuries. I have
Many more
previously
if
warned
their
these
slaughter of
terrorists that if they
Christians
did not
continues.
stop the slaughtering of Christians, there would be hell to pay. And tonight there was. The Department of War executed numerous perfect strikes as only the United States is capable of doing. Under my leadership, our country will not allow radical Islamic terrorism to prosper. May God bless our military and Merry Christmas to all, including the dead terrorists, of which there will be many more if their slaughter of Christians continues. That was from President Trump. And we also have a reaction to that from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he said the president was clear last month the killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Department of War is always ready, so ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come. Grateful for Nigerian government support and cooperation. Merry Christmas. Again, that was breaking news from Washington, D.C. Tonight, President Trump announcing the U.S. has launched airstrikes in Nigeria. He says against ISIS terrorists there who have been committing violence and killing innocent Christians. That is from President Trump tonight. Breaking news. We will continue to follow that and any developments that come.
Now, as I'm looking at this,
Take a look at your screen right here as a new video clip released by the Trump administration shows the launch of the U.S. strike conducted Christmas Day on Islamic State forces in Nigeria. President Trump announcing the powerful and deadly strike, he says, on Christmas night, weeks after first accusing the West African country's government of failing to stop the persecution of Christians. Trump did take to Truth Social to post this right here, and this is just a portion of it. He says, tonight, at my direction as Commander-in-Chief, the United States launched a powerful and deadly strike against ISIS.
Clergy are being beheaded. Yeah. Churches are being burned. Families chased out of their homes simply for wearing a cross. We know how to take down terrorist networks, but we've done it all over the world. But I think there's a lot of other things we can do before that. The country of particular concern unleashes sanctions, withholds our aid, and we're seeing the Nigerian government move.
And you are taking a look at the post here from Ambassador Waltz. He posted on the strike last night, kind of quote tweeting what President Trump had to say, saying, quote, "Merry Christmas to the Christians in Nigeria and around the world who know tonight that the President of the United States will fight for them," end quote. Now, I do want to bring in former Kansas Governor Sam Brownback, who served as ambassador at large for international religious freedom during President Trump's first administration, to discuss all of this and break down exactly how we got to this point. Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us today.
Oh, happy to join you, and Merry Christmas. Still
Merry
in
Christmas.
background here.
Yeah. And first off, can you break down for me, Sam, kind of how we got to this point?
It's been building for really 15 years, I would say. You've really got a group of terrorist organizations, and I call it a terrorist convention that's taking place in Nigeria. This is the area they're concentrating on for the next caliphate. They lost in the Middle East. Now they're moving to this region in West Africa. They've destabilized several governments in the region. You've also got the Chinese and the Russians meddling in this region. And here's an area that the Nigerian government, in many respects, has just lost control of, which is typical, again, of how you get a caliphate started, how you get all these terrorist groups coming to this region. And then their primary target is destabilizing the government, killing Christians, and they'll kill Muslims that don't agree with them as well.
And right here, as we pop this up, this is a post from U.S. Africa Command.
My thing is Donald Trump. So I can't trust it. I'm sorry. Only thing is the Nigerian government is in on it, and the Nigerians are mad about it. If the Nigerians are mad about it, why the fuck wouldn't I be mad about it? Because if the Nigerian authorities, quote unquote, are saying, yes, we wanted this to happen, but the Nigerians, who are the Christians that are still alive that can say, oh, thank you, Trump? I'm sure he'll probably find an actor now that I've said it, but I'm saying the actual Nigerians are saying, dang, this is really fucked up, especially because our own government is, so I'm going to listen to the people of Nigeria. They're not happy about this. And what he call a Christian, a Muslim, a terrorist, or whatever, is probably not what we're gonna, he's it's really, clickable to call it Christians on Christmas, and that's the thing about Trump. He knows how to stay in the headlines. He knows how to make the headlines. He pretty much talks for you. Okay, he strike this and he strike that on Christmas. Who the fuck are you? You can't wait till New Year's Eve. You can't go in there with all the troops and just grab them. You gotta do all this killing, then you gotta make sure it's known on Christmas Day. Like, I'm not stupid, so, I'm not a clickable bitch. I'm gonna click because I know it's some shit going on, and I know the world needs to hear my opinion on it. So, that's what I said. I can't trust it. He's calling them this, but what we do know, he is in coordination with Nigerian authorities, but we don't see who these Christians that they are protecting, and I have yet to see the Muslims that they have killed. So, and how they would know the difference. Um, so that's what I'm trying to look for. We might get some video in here. The video we got is like far away. And then it's just, what was all this action for, the other country that needed you? Why you gonna do all this to Russia?
High alert at this point in time because they're going to say, we want to retaliate. Some of these groups
This
want
what
to
he
draw
loves
the
to do.
U.S.
This is what he
into
loves.
this,
This
and
is
this is
Trump
kind
right here.
of
This is what
showing
he
that
loves
their
to do.
abilities that they claim as jihadists.
This is
But
where our
yeah,
money is
you
going,
really
so he
want to
can
be on alert at
play
this
and
point in time. And you don't know how
play
much
with the
armament
toys he
these
got
groups
and
have
pick people
from
to do it
Iranians,
to.
how much they've connected with them, how much they've connected with other countries that can supply them weaponry.
As far as U.S. relations there with Nigeria, where does all of that stand? And did Nigeria help out with this? Does this have any sort of impact on the U.S.-Nigeria relationship? When talking, of course, not about ISIS in Nigeria, but the Nigerian government.
I was pleased to see that this was done in cooperation with the Nigerian government. I was concerned that we were just going to go in and they're going to go, wait a minute, we don't want this. They are losing control of the country. That's one of the big problems. There have been 3 countries where regimes have fallen in that very region of that Sahel. So this is not, some sort of moot question. This is in the air and it's in the region and the atmosphere. So them working with the United States hopefully will help stabilizing. But long term, the Nigerian government has to get serious about protecting these Christians in their own country. They've been slaughtered, they've been killed, they've been pursued, they've been hunted down, they've been kidnapped. Schoolgirls have been kidnapped for a long period of time. And the Nigerian government has been feckless in their response. So I think we've really got to get at a long-term solution in this situation, not just some military strikes, which are important and show the resolve of the United States on this, but we've really got to get at this on a long-term basis and allow the Christians to be protected in Nigeria and throughout that region.
And this is actually from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, who also is known there as the Secretary of War in the Trump administration. The president was clear last month the killing of innocent Christians in Nigeria and elsewhere must end. The Department of War is always ready. So ISIS found out tonight on Christmas. More to come. Grateful for Nigerian government to support and cooperation. Merry Christmas. As far as all of this developing, is there anything that maybe people misunderstand about all of this, the entire situation as it does develop?
I think it's easy to misunderstand the gravity and the magnitude of the potential problem in this region. This thing is a powder keg. You get another caliphate established where terrorists can operate freely, that's going to spread all over the world. It's certainly going to hit into Europe, and it's going to hit our targets overseas for sure. You don't want that to happen. You want to get on top of that before that does happen. I think people sometimes look at this and just say, well, okay, President Trump's motivated to protect Christians. He's just doing that. This is a much bigger issue, and we've really got to get on top of it before you see your next Afghanistan, that starts blooming and sending terrorists everywhere.
And I want to pop this up right here. This is coming in from our friend Lucas Tomlinson over at Fox News saying U.S. forces have launched airstrikes in Nigeria, Somalia, Syria, Yemen, Iran, the Caribbean, and the Eastern Pacific this year. What do we need to be watching for? And you kind of touched on this, but as we assess whether the strikes were maybe effective, what happens next and what do we need to keep an eye on?
The strikes are going to be effective in that they show the people around the world the United States has resolve on this. They know we've got the weaponry. They just don't think we'll use it. President Trump will use it. You don't want to make the guy mad. You've made him mad. And now he's striking back at you. I think people really need to see the magnitude of what this is really all about. And it's about stopping this next buildup of terrorism that we've had so many problems with and spent so much money trying to subdue around the world.
All right. Sam, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. As we mentioned, there's a lot to it, so we can only touch on so much. But is there anything else that we missed? Anything you want to make sure to add here before I let you go?
Just how important the very concept of religious freedom is for civilization around the world. Religious freedom guarantees the right of everybody to practice their faith wherever they are, whoever they are. And you don't have that in Nigeria. You don't have that in a lot of the world. The communist countries pursue and have a war on faith. This is really one of those tectonic plates between civilizations, is whether you grant religious freedom and protect religious minorities or you don't. And I think you're going to see that come into much sharper focus in the months and years ahead.
All right. Sam, thank you again for being here with us and helping to break it all down. We definitely appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll have you back very soon.
My pleasure. God bless.
I'm seeing here, I was reading this. It's not on YouTube. So it's some other people saying, okay, yeah, it was people killing Christians. So let me see. The government in Abuja has pushed back on these claims, describing them as a gross misrepresentation of reality. It did not deny that there was deadly violence in the country, but officials said that terrorists attack all who reject their murderous ideology, Muslims, Christians, and those of no faith alike. So they're saying it's not about Christians, it's just, all of them are being killed. It's not just Christians. What the officials are saying. Other groups monitoring political violence in Nigeria say the number of Christians who have been killed is far lower, and say most victims of the jihadist groups are Muslims. Nigerian security analysis Christian Ani said that while Christians have been attacked as part of a border strategy of creating terror, it was not possible to justify claims that Christians were deliberately being targeted. And Nigeria is facing various security crises across the country, not just violence by jihadist groups, and these have different causes, so should not be confused. The country's 220 million people are roughly evenly split between followers of the two religions, with Muslim in the majority in the north, where most attacks take place. So it's a lot going on. I don't think a strike on Christmas is going to make it better in Nigeria, for Nigeria. Um, they're definitely, with the manpower and the gunpower that America have, they're definitely could have been something better. But, you know, everyone wants to push that power button, and it still didn't work. God is still number one. God is still the greatest, you know, and He only allows you so much power. Okay. Um, so it is His will at this time because my bad, my boyfriend had to walk in and right back out for whatever reason. But it is written, Trump has done this. All we can do is be ready to answer at Judgment Day. But from the people of Nigeria, they're saying it's not a Christian versus a Muslim thing. It's just um, a lot going on out there that needed to be um, sorted out, whatever the government.
You may recall earlier this year when the Trump administration.
Now, I have heard from the people themselves that the Nigerian government is just as corrupt as Trump. So them abiding together is probably definitely not a good thing for Nigeria. But they have said that the government there is definitely against them. They use the money to do other stuff, just like, you know, some stuff Trump do. So them colliding together is no shocker. You know, evil begets evil. But let's not put Christians in it because we have nothing to do with it. They say Christians are passing away out there just a lot less than what they're saying, and Muslims are dying as well. So it's not a Muslim versus it's somebody, or they're saying that there's different groups. They got this north and south of Nigeria thing going. So, you know, it's all kind of war going on out there. So I personally don't think a strike from US is gonna stop it. I think uh, especially if they're not even doing it. You know, they're gonna still continue doing what they were doing. Um, but yeah, I think it would be better if they had done something else. So a lot of other things we could have did other than use a missile. So we got a message from Rainwater. It says, let's go to that one because it's not live. We probably lose.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be in that trial, nigga. You think I'm gonna miss out on my chance on Channel 4? Boy, this nigga. Nigga, it's my time to shine. Do you hear this? You think I'm gonna miss out on my chance to testify? Nigga, you going on the stand? What? Gladly. I can't wait to go on the stand. Everybody that went on the stand lately is famous as fuck. They lose it though. No, they don't. No, I ain't no. Woody went on stand. It ain't where it was, but the world know him. The world no. Woody never got no other. I got artists. I got albums coming out. You finally let somebody who's really established with his own motion to go up there. Man, I can't wait to go on the stand.
And they call you a snitch and everything else.
I've gotten calls. Listen, it ain't nothing you can call me because I have told the world everything. I told the world everything. I was on the phone.
So if you told
he
the
was
world,
on the phone. He was on the phone. He
Right.
got you can't not put me on the stand.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle, bitch.
Check it. This unique hustle. It's your boy ECEO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
Nothing, my dad walk on. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us from all social media platforms. When I mean all.
These were like carrying a gun, walking around with these pistols, robbing,
Selling dope, doing all that stuff.
All that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like street activity. So every hood, every male that's in the hood is not a hood nigga. And right now, this barbershop talk. But when I say shit, people take it hard. But I don't know. They definitely do.
They don't. What's the
whole situation? Why you chose to drop this album compared to the other albums?
I don't know what songs will be on the album yet. I just know I'm dropping.
Okay. Just checking because,
I ain't even finished with it.
I know you're very strategical. That's the reason why I'm asking.
I got to redo a lot of shit. Yeah. I want to make sure, with this being Christmas Day, Rain, you always come through here, man. I want to tell you thank you. You've been down with me all year. You've been showing me love. You've been working your ass off this year. What can we look forward to next year, man? From Rain. Nah, we still in 2025. I'm trying to skip over this. Listen, no, it's about to be a year. This is that. Look, Shaq. Let me say this to you, Shaq.
I ain't seen it nowhere.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Shaq. I ain't. This dude. I don't know what y'all got going on with Big E. But I'm a Shaq fan when it come down to the Shaq Diesel, his whole basketball career. Lakers. Yeah. And Rain is, I don't know what's going on with you and Rain. No, listen. Man, I was a huge Shaq fan. Did you get a text or something? No, my phone ring by finesse. Okay. Let me tell you about Shaq. It really pissed me out. And this is what I'm finna start doing. This is what I did lately, though. I've been starting doing lately. A lot of these new artists I signed.
Oh, Lord. I thought you were talking about
get them so much hype around their name that everybody want to take it away. People, yes. That's his role. But down here, between 635 and 75, man, it's rainwater land. Let me tell you something, man. While you talking, I remember Shaq was rapping when you wasn't even off the porch. I had his first album. So how old was you? I like playing on the west side, even though I was playing on the east side. As hell. Yeah, they wouldn't. I mean, they did off his name, but like Dion album, they did off his name. Must be the yeah, but like
he ain't got no damn make
$1 million. As long as I get about $250,000 at that million, you did your job. I did my job. I'm making down there about $15,000-$20,000 a week out for him. As long as I did my job. And he ain't tripping. He ain't tripping at all. Other niggas be counting my pockets. What? Yeah, but man, I think Rain getting too much. You goof ass nigga, you wouldn't be shit without me.
Baby mamas are cool with her?
My first baby mama and her cool.
Okay.
Like I got it so good. My first baby mama come get her nails done by that me. Yeah. You know me from school, you know me from something, for you to call me Brandon. You know what I'm saying? So, then that's what Watts call you. Who? Watts. Yeah, he call me Brandon. For real. So it's like if a woman in my life, you if y'all listen to this, like just sit back and see what they call me, then you know how close we are.
So you have females that you were with, like some of your baby mama would call you Rain and not Brandon?
Rain. They don't know me like that, right?
Are not all black, right?
Yeah, I know that. I'm saying down here in the States, man, that's some bullshit.
Okay, so why you look at them as a gang? Because of what you saw or what you researched?
It's like you can just see it, like, when the Muslims come through, they look like old dope boys, old penitentiary ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I never really just
They don't look well educated because they come through in suits and stuff like that.
Not in prison.
Yeah, he's not in prison. Yeah, you must have
right.
seen. Yeah. You must have seen the Muslim from Bunton and shit. Yeah, them niggas, they look like straight gangsters. They got go.
The moment when you first read it and you felt that in your heart, he didn't start making the steps to change at that time. I'm talking about at that first moment when he saw that.
While I'm sitting in jail, I don't understand. I'm reading it, but I don't understand what these words finna do to me.
Right.
Like a week after I get out of jail, I meet Mo3.
Mm-hmm.
And God, nobody told me sitting in jail that when you get out of jail, you're gonna meet the biggest artists, and you go also be known around the world. That artist go pass away, you gonna be known around. Nobody told me that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a mountain being moved. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's some broke. So it's like they go by different rules. If somebody try to take my life, or kill my baby or shoot my mama, I ain't supposed to say nothing. Man, that's the dumbest shit ever.
They're gonna take care of his street.
That's what I'm saying. So the streets are stupid.
So is it F the streets?
Yeah, I'm saying fuck. I never liked the streets. I mean, I just make money out them dumb ass street niggas.
It's when they say F the streets, is they talking about what made them a lot of times? Because did you come from the streets?
You used to be out there robbing and stuff.
I did.
So you came from the street. You were birthed from the streets.
Yeah, I was.
So if you were birthed from the streets, how can you turn around and say F the streets you came from?
Man, fuck that lifestyle.
That's the lifestyle.
That lifestyle was stupid.
What about the people that's still stuck in those lifestyle?
No. I'm saying you could be a poor, like my granny house, or my cousin. My cousin is one of the biggest God-fearing women in the world. She stay in the hood.
Okay,
but she's not part of the streets.
But she over there.
But no. The streets could be anywhere because right now the suburbs is damn near the streets. DeSoto is damn near the streets now.
Define the streets.
You know what I'm saying?
For people who don't understand what we're talking
activities. That's what I think they mean. Like street activities where like carrying a gun, walking around with these pistols, robbing,
selling dice, doing all that stuff.
All that goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like street activity. So every hood, every male that's in the hood is not a hood nigga. He just they might be a broke nigga. Every broke nigga is not a hood nigga.
So it's F the streets or no, it's not F the streets.
But the thing is that I look at, right, reason why some people get mad about it, because a lot, especially in the music industry, to me, a lot of these rappers.
He don't know if he want to say fuck the streets or what. He don't know. He just gonna blurt out any goddamn thing. And change his mind every 5 minutes. What the hell is it? I ain't click on that shit.
That's crazy. Rainwater is with finesse. Somebody said it, and I definitely agree with it. Finesse been looking like a crackhead ever since he got with Rainwater. Finesse been a crackhead ever since he got with Rainwater. Under the Copyright Act of 1976, this video will be used for fair use purposes, educational, reactionary, and to give that of my lovely opinion. Fair use is in effect. Let me get to this video right here, just so I can be caught up on the knowledge of the J Prince and Finesse 2 Times situation. And then remember, Sky told us that Rainwater ain't nothing but a handler. He just a handler. Remember that? So was Rainwater sent there to take Finesse out for Mob Ties? Or is Mob Ties using Finesse to take out Rainwater? Or is it going both ways? Or is it like, well, fuck it, whoever fall first, fall first? I don't know, but that's some things that we should think about as we get into this. This is good to me. Anyway, let's go.
I look on my phone and
on my fucking nose, girl. Shit.
Wi-Fi.
Finesse beat the shit out of J Prince. No, I didn't. I know. I thought that was how he called him Brazy. This is two stories that I think we need to follow because Brazy, Honeycomb Brazy and Finesse Sultan been having this crazy back and forth. I think it's something that we definitely should cover over here. I'm gonna cover it over here because it's a very interesting story, and it's just reminding me of more rap beef where somebody will end up motherfucking dead. We gotta follow this close, baby. Follow this close. All right, let's see what they got to talk about. Just like Wack 100, the handler for his artists, and all of these managers are cool behind the scenes. Ooh. Let's go, Jin I am. All right, this is Jay Prince Jr. response. Finesse 2 times crashing out on Mob Ties record deal. Shout out to Bird on the Street. Please deliver us a good video today, baby.
Finesse 2 times has to find out the hard way after his
fuck. It's one of these goddamn AI channels. All right, let's see what they gotta see.
hard way after his music stopped getting played on radio and getting marketing dollars from Mob Ties. It happens that he signed with Mob Ties and a distribution deal with Atlantic Records, but things will start getting worse. Money. This happened because the music industry and the record companies started experiencing decline in their businesses, with most of
Hold on,
these.
y'all, my bad. It was skipping on my end. I have to keep it on this. Let me run it back to see what the fuck they're talking about. Every time I see Jay Prince Jr., I just think about how they have all these rape. Oh Lord, she's up and posted girl. All these rape allegations against him. I think about.
Each and every one of you a very, very Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve. All right, so I want to get into this video because the topic is extremely important, very important. So back in 1964, Congress passed the Civil Rights Act of 64. 100 years after the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were added to the Constitution. But without the 1964 Civil Rights Act, those were amendments without teeth. Now, back in 1866, Congress passed the very first civil rights law, but in many ways, it didn't have the teeth that it needed. And it took 100 years of Jim Crow before Congress actually enacted the 1964 version of the Civil Rights Act. And now there's teeth to see that the promises of the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, 15th Amendment are kept and enforceable. However, at the beginning of this year, January 25th, Donald Trump was sworn in as president for a second term. And he came in with the goal of implementing Project 2025, which is an extremely anti-civil rights mandate for the Conservative Party, especially for MAGA. So we are now about 11 months into the second term, and Trump has, according to 200 civil rights lawyers who work within the Department of Justice in the Civil Rights Division, Trump and MAGA have basically destroyed the Civil Rights Division. Now, this is not new because I told you this in various Project 2025 videos. I warn you that this is exactly what they would do, and they have followed through with it. And the Civil Rights Division of the Department of Justice is extremely important for our community, because we have been the target of racism, systemic racism, structural racism, institutional racism, personal racism. We have been the target of all of that. The African American community, by and large. And that is the very reason why I begged and pleaded with our community, do not help re-elect Donald Trump. Well, nonetheless, Trump was re-elected. And again, the damage that has been done to the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division is just horrible. And it's extremely important. The tail end of Jim Crow, I know how important these civil rights laws are and their straightforward enforcement. Without these laws or their straightforward enforcement, that opens the door for our community to again experience the hardcore discrimination that we have in the past. If the Department of Justice is sending the message to the country, which it is doing, obviously, that they have another set of priorities and it's not protecting the civil rights of the vulnerable, that makes us sitting ducks for racial discrimination. So what can we do about it? Well, they laid out a couple of things in the letter. So they ask, until then, we will continue to defend those rights in the Constitution whenever we find ourselves. We call on all Americans to join us. Demand that the division enforce our civil rights laws and defend the Constitution's promise of equal justice for all. Those 4 words that are carved into the front face of the United States Supreme Court building. Equal justice for all. That is a biblical concept. A biblical concept. Also, vote, 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 vote. And I'm going to be releasing an ebook soon so that you, about the Civil Rights Act and its titles and what they do and so on, so that you can be caught up to speed. We know that there are those in our own community who are telling us that civil rights are not important, that what is important is making money. And I certainly don't begrudge making money. This is, after all, capitalism. You got to make money. But that is the point of the civil rights movement. That was a huge part of it. Not just to desegregate America in critical spaces like public schools and colleges and universities and banks and so on. Not just that, but to open the doors for us to have access to capital, to opportunity, equal opportunities. So yes, these laws are really important. I've shown you in previous videos that after the passage,
I'm still here. I'm still in the cut.
You don't own no baddies. I own that shit. You're a liar. You lie all the time.
Oh, Lord.
You lie to your own husband and your family. What are you doing? If you want to risk it all by doing irresponsible things with Curtis in public, go ahead. I'm falling all the way back. I told you before, I don't like him coming to our shit. I don't like him coming to the Bad Boys premiere. I don't like him coming to the Baddies premiere. He's already at the Baddies West premiere, just taking pictures on the car. I don't want this nigga around my shit.
I think that was all. About to get ready
Did
for
this
this
take
interview,
the world
y'all.
by surprise? There's certainly been a build-up of narrative coming from the
I'm gonna do like
administration
4 of
that there
them.
was atrocities involving Christians in Nigeria, and it was in the work of ISIS. Now the US government, at the behest of the Nigerian government, takes action.
Yes, this really came as a surprise, particularly this, in the eve of Christmas Day, there being this strike on this Islamic State site in Nigeria. As you noted, this was done in conjunction with the Nigerian intelligence services and military. But the Nigerian government is really pushing back hard on the narrative that there's religious persecution happening in the country. They said, yes, there are terrorist attacks happening. This is a problem, but that Christians and Muslims are both targeted in these. This is really a narrative we've seen from Washington. Trump has mentioned several times he's worried about the persecution of Christians. We even have Ted Cruz in the Senate who's tried to get Nigeria labeled as a country that persecutes Christians. But this, kind of the narrative, at least here, that really appeals to the MAGA base doesn't actually match what we're seeing in terms of the actual conditions on the ground.
More broadly, are we expecting anything to escalate from here? We know that there's been this move made. Is it sort of meant to be a preemptive strike to iron out any further risks of escalation or acts of atrocity or terrorism that's occurring in the country?
We don't know exactly what more is to come, though we do know that there will be something. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, said yesterday that there would be more of these attacks to come. Exactly the timing, the tenor, the location are all still very unclear. But what we are seeing is a real ramp up of U.S. military strikes across the globe. There were strikes in Syria last week, of course, the buildup in Venezuela. So this is part of a sort of a broader, more aggressive, more proactive U.S. military than we've seen in quite some time.
Listen closely to what is not said.
Thank you, Director Patel, for being here today. The FBI searched Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan residence, correct?
I believe that happened in 2018. I think there was 2 locations, sir.
It's 2019. And in that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
I don't have the catalog of evidence in front of me.
In that residence, the FBI found a safe, correct?
We are about to end in about
Provides it to Congress.
10 minutes.
Provides it to Congress.
Well,
So certainly, you weren't there at the search. You don't know what Epstein may or may not have done with those photographs even prior to the search. Maybe someone has it. Maybe the Epstein estate has it.
You raise a great point.
So I'm going to ask you, have you asked to talk to Michael Wolff?
You raise a great point. I haven't personally asked to talk to
Has the
Michael
FBI
Wolff,
asked?
but
you
the
interview Michael
FBI,
Wolff?
I'll get back to you if the FBI specifically
So Michael Wolff has
ever.
about 100 hours of testimony of Jeffrey Epstein. Wouldn't it be good for the FBI to interview Michael Wolff?
I'm not saying they haven't. I just don't know.
Has FBI subpoenaed the tapes that Michael Wolff has conducted of Jeffrey Epstein?
I don't know.
All right. So if you could provide us an answer, that would be terrific. Well, let me ask you this question then. Have you looked at all the photos in Epstein files?
I have looked at all the information that the investigators who investigated this case have provided to run out credible leads.
And in the Epstein file, was there that creepy birthday message that Donald Trump had written to Epstein?
But that's what I was trying to tell you. You raise a great point. The estate of Jeffrey Epstein has a voluminous amount of information that they have not released before.
Okay, so that's great. So would it be great if FBI subpoenaed the estate of Jeffrey Epstein for all that information?
The estate is under no obligation to provide that material, even pursuant to a subpoena. That's a great point.
Yeah, that's just false.
Okay.
That's just false. You're the frickin' FBI. You can subpoena the information from the estate, and you better do that.
That's literally not how it works.
I'm going to move on now and talk about Epstein's client list. You confirmed that exists. Attorney General Pam Bondi confirmed earlier this year that exists. So I just want to ask you a simple question. Is Prince Andrew on Epstein's client list?
The material related to Prince Andrew has been made public.
Is Prince Andrew on the client list?
We have released the index of names that were in Jeffrey Epstein.
Is Donald Trump on Epstein's client list?
The index has been released, and the index will speak for
So I'm
itself.
just going to say, America, there's a huge red flag the FBI director could not answer whether Donald Trump was on Epstein's
Gentleman's time
client
has
list.
expired.
I
You're
yield
now
back.
recognized.
Let's go back and review what the record actually shows. What we just watched was Ted Lieu doing what congressional oversight is actually supposed to do. Not perform outrage, not chase headlines, but quietly test whether promises of transparency.
He said, and you better do that. He didn't tell him how long he got to do it, but he definitely said he better do it. And let's
Dear child of God, nothing can touch you without God's permission. Everything you face, you have the grace to overcome. Let me tell you what's going on behind the scenes. God is ordering your footsteps. He's the type of God that does things like remove one opportunity from your life that was once a blessing and replace it with an even bigger opportunity. Or he'll move certain people out of your life, people who have served their purpose for that season, and he'll replace.
So you can't talk about Kanika, so you're just gonna try to girl. You've had how many years to do that? It's crazy. I think we got something else. We watched it.
See, Sock, Duncanville, DeSoto.
Build up crazy.
Nigga said BTA.
He should have that music in the back for the ambiance and shit. Nigga.
Yeah, I'm just like a more personal person. I want, I be wanting to feel like, we're really together. So that's why I don't like a lot of people. I love people. It's just, and then everybody don't think the same. So when it be more people, I feel like somebody probably be thinking bad, and then I go to, saying negative comments to them, even though they ain't saying nothing to me. And then I don't know. I just like to be peace. I like to be at peace, content, chilling. And when you have people turn. I'm not gonna get into what I mean by that. If you don't get it, oh well, at this point. But it is just, like if I get like all good people, if I add like a lock, and I can be like, okay, only these people can come in here, I'll figure that out. Then I wouldn't mind it being a lot of people because, you know, and stuff. So what? Yeah, that'll be like memberships or something like that. So we gotta work on that. So let me give y'all an update on the YouTube because I did figure some stuff out. See, so we going up. So the thing is, I was like, all this time I've been on here, but it doesn't go by all the time. It only goes by the last 365 days. So we have done a lot. I don't know what day we own or how much longer we have because I know this year's over, but I don't think I think I started going live maybe about 6 months, probably 6 months now. So we should have like another 6 months, and all we need is like out of 3,000. All we need is like 1,500 more. So, and I think we got 6 months. So we doing really good. We had 7.4K on the shorts. So we're really doing good. That was what I needed to know. On the other one, we still need 1,000 subscribers. But we don't need 1,000 subscribers for the other one, for the one that we really want with our memberships and things like that. But the other one, we're still doing good. We still need the same amount of watch hours, and we still are short on 1,000 subscribers, but we have 923 subscribers now, so we're very close. So, yeah, that'll be great. So I did have to figure that out. So we only got 365 days. We probably already done did like 150. So, let's get them watch hours for the next 6 months. Other than that, I should be back when my boyfriend gets off a lunch at 12:30. But it don't seem like too much going on right now. But if something juicy comes about, I will come back. See you guys later.
Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my sleeve. Niggas round there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight. Music
Don't
licensing reimagined. You might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I can never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better show gun, and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feed.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off.
Music licensing reimagined.
Midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Throw like that, and we're back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Music licensing reimagined.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my speed. Niggas round there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight.
Music licensing reimagined.
You might fall out again. Off-white whip, Need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I can never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better chef so you can and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feeling.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off.
Music licensing reimagined.
Midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Music licensing reimagined.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my speed. Niggas round there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive, never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight.
Music licensing reimagined.
You might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I can never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better chef so you can and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feeling.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off.
Music licensing reimagined.
Midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. Off-white whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Music licensing reimagined.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my speed. Niggas around there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive. Never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight, 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 midnight.
Music licensing reimagined.
You might fall out again. Off right whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I could never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better show you couldn't, and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feeling.
Shotgun, London, what's the outcome? You know, I'm a madman, just can't stick to the program. Raise up the heat, keeping the tension, shifting the gear to a different dimension. Red light, speed up, take off.
Music licensing reimagined.
Midnight, midnight, midnight. Don't lose your grip, cause you might fall out again. Off right whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Throw like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Artlist.io.
Back to the base.
Back to the base.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io.
Only getting started when it's midnight, keeping it tight. If a nigga wanna go to war, it can get dark, but we stay bright. Coming like a night, it's on sight, ever touch my speed. Niggas around there wanna disagree when it's clear that I'm speaking facts. Man like me, you know I'm proactive. Never gonna stop till I see the big man's on flats.
Hop on the front door, it's like midnight, 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 midnight.
Music licensing reimagined.
You might fall out again. Off right whip, need for speed. I'm not switching the lane. Pick up the pace. Bro like that, I'm back to the base.
Back to the base. Back to the base. How I could never act. Been trying to stack up racks on racks. Boys in the back wearing all black, staying on track. Better show you couldn't, and that's on me. Out here getting this beer. If you work for the devil, better retreat. Coming too icy, coming too clean. Could never move shady, ain't no feeling.
Shotgun,